Hi, everyone, and welcome to Joanne's Travel Show. Today, I have a very special guest, and it is Mandy from Pure Vita Nutrition. Welcome, Mandy.
Thank you, Joanne. I'm excited to be here.
That's awesome. Mandy's going to share with us today some healthy eating tips while traveling. First off, Mandy, can
Mhm.
you give us a little information about yourself?
For sure. Yeah, my name is Mandy Jeffley, and in addition to being a registered nurse, I'm also a licensed holistic nutrition practitioner. So I realize that that's like a huge mouthful. But basically, what I do is in the hospital, I would use medicine to help people treat any symptoms that they're having. But under my title as a holistic nutrition practitioner, I am able to use food and supplements to help people reduce symptoms of disease or also prevent illness in their future. And so, mainly, I work with people who are suffering from exhaustion, feeling overwhelmed, just feeling totally burnt out, can't sleep, don't know what to eat, just want to feel better in their skin and feel like themselves again. Those are the types of people that I help out, and I do that just using food, using very high nutritious foods and supplementation. So that's kind of what I do. My business is Pura Vita Nutrition, and it's all online based, so it makes it very accessible and very easy for people to get a hold of me. So that's what I'm up to.
That's awesome. And I can say that I have used Mandy's services, and I have been so happy with the results. The main thing was for myself to eat healthier and make that change. And was even able to lose weight over it. So I feel so much better, and I thank Mandy for that. But today, Mandy is going to share with us some travel tips when eating. So,
Eating.
Mandy, abroad.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And so, obviously, my passion is nutrition. I have a family, so my passion is family. But one of my like core values is adventure. Joanne, I love to travel. I absolutely love to travel. I love being abroad. I love trying new things. I love trying new foods when I'm away. And so, I love it, and I can't wait to get back out in the world again. But I have discovered a few things that help keep me feeling better while I'm away or while I'm abroad. And so I wanted to share some of those things with you because there are definitely a few tips and tricks and principles that you can continue to follow while you're traveling. That'll, like I say, they'll just help you keep feeling better and help you avoid that what is it, fluid or weight gain that you tend to get when you get back from vacation. I like to help people take care of that right away. So yeah, I have five tips to share with you. So number one, I would say this is one of my biggest tips overall is to stay hydrated. Okay, so drinking lots of water, keeping yourself hydrated, that falls into a good tip just for all the time. It doesn't matter whether you're traveling or not. It's always so important to get your water in and stay hydrated. But I would say while you're away, it's especially important to remember to get your water in, because a lot of us, we kind of forget about that when we're not in our regular environment. We forget that we have this habit to be drinking water all the time. Okay, and so especially on the airplane, that's where a lot of people get dehydrated, is on their travel days, because they don't want to have to use the bathroom on the airplane, so then they're not drinking enough water, right? Or else they forget their water bottle, and so then you have to deal with like this little tiny cup that the stewardess has to like hands out to you at the first little bit. You just get like this much water on the plate, and that's it. You're cut off. So I would say start there. Start making sure that you're hydrated on the plane. And so one thing that you can do is, like I say, bring your own water bottle, because you have to dump it out to go through security. But on the other side of security, just pop into like a restaurant, or they have lots of those water fountains on the wall, and fill up your water bottle again and bring it on the plane with you. So then you don't have to just have the little tiny cup. You actually have your own water to drink, and that's okay. Again, okay. And so when you actually get to your destination, a lot of people fly to hotter destinations, right? And so then that automatically increases how much fluid you need to take in. And so I would suggest making sure that you're drinking lots right when you get up in the morning. If you're ordering bevies in the afternoon, as I enjoy to do, a lot of people enjoy to do, just make sure you're alternating with water all the time. So anytime you order a drink, order a water to go along with it and just be sipping on both, okay? And absolutely, so eating fruit too, eating fruit in the morning and the mid-afternoon will help you stay hydrated because there's higher fluid volume in the fruits and the vegetables that you eat, okay? So that would be one of my biggest tips all the time, stay hydrated. And as long as you're going to the bathroom lots, you'll know that you have a lot of water, enough water in. So that's number one. What do you think about that one? Good?
That's a good one. I know I forget that one often. You're just going out to the lake. It's like, okay, I'm out of the environment, and it's like I'm doing things that maybe I should need more water, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and your water bottle should be like an accessory. I grab my water bottle now before I even grab my purse. It just stays attached to me. And that's a good way to be because then you know that you're going to be getting it in, right?
Yes.
Number two, now I thought of this one in the fifth tip, but I'm going to put it number two because that's how important this next tip is to staying healthy on vacation. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. I feel like this is really being driven home with people, especially right now, but you got to wash your hands a lot. And so you think about like anytime you pass through an area that has had a lot of people in it, like the security, when you're getting through and going onto the airplane. These are times where you're touching things that a lot of other people have touched, and you want to be making sure that you're washing your hands. Also, like right before you eat. So anytime that your hands are going to be close to your mouth or your eyes or anything, you want to make sure that you're washing your hands or wiping them off prior. And so some people carry hand sanitizer, which is okay on vacation. You don't want to be doing that at home, but on vacation, it's okay. Also, I like wet wipes. So you can get these little packages of wet wipes. And like, since I had kids, I just pack wet wipes all the time. They're older. They're not babies anymore. But I find them so handy because you can get on the plane and you think they always ask you to put the tray table up before you leave the plane. And I really doubt that they're pulling those tray tables down and wiping them off in between each passenger, right? And so this is where if you have your little package of wet wipes, when you sit down on the plane, you can just wipe like the handrails and you can wipe the tray off. You don't have to like bring your antibacterial spray, just give it a wipe. And then you'll feel a little bit more comfortable and know that you're in a cleaner space. Also, so when it comes to eating, if you're eating at a buffet or something, make sure that you get there early, like right when it opens, because unless people have gone through and touched the spoon handles and things like that, and always grab your food, go wash your hands and then sit down and eat it, or pull out your wet wipes and wash your hands before you actually take part in eating. And I think that pretty much covers it. Like when you come into your hotel room as well, you want to be making sure that you're washing your hands right away, because once again, that's your space. So wash your hands right away, and then you can feel comfortable, like you can move about your space again. And follow your nose. So this falls into, so a lot of people, and I'm going to bring up something not maybe kind of gross, but a lot of people, if they get traveler's diarrhea, it's usually because they haven't washed their hands effectively, and their hands have come into contact with that bacteria that causes the traveler's diarrhea. And so just making sure that you're washing your hands effectively often throughout the day, after you go to the bathroom, before you go to the bathroom, before you eat especially, then you'll be making sure that you stay healthy throughout your trip, because that's the last thing you want, is to like go on a trip and everybody else is hanging out on the beach and you're stuck in the bathroom, right? That's no fun. So wash your hands, okay?
Yeah.
How am I doing?
You're doing great. You know, wash your hands is a big thing lately. Like, it's incredible how much we need to do that. And you know what? It's not a bad habit. My husband, when he gets on the plane, even before this COVID started, he wiped down all the time. So yeah, it's a good tip, Mandy.
Yeah, it's just to keep you safe, right? Like it's not about being paranoid or anything. It's just about thinking, okay, how many people would have come in contact with this? Maybe I want to give it a wipe before I really make my home here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so next one. So speaking about the airplane, So a lot of people, it's not so much being able to find fresh food once you get to your destination, it's during transit, okay? So what I suggest, and this is something that I've been using myself for a number of years now when I travel, is once you get through security, you can actually buy some food in the airport to take onto the plane with you. So
Mhm.
the trouble with airplane food is it has to last for a certain amount of time because they're not packing it with new food all the time. It's all prepackaged, right? And so that food has so many preservatives in it that it's not good for your body, okay? In general, kind of more like a food like substance than actual food. And so what I would suggest is after you go through security and fill up your water bottle, track down a place where you can actually find a salad to go, or find like whole fruit. So you can actually buy an apple, not cut up, just a regular apple or a banana or something like this, and buy yourself an actual lunch or dinner for when you're going to be on the plane, because then you don't have to eat that airplane food that honestly, like it can be 1 pound in the container and gain you 5 on your hips, right? It literally can.
That happens, eh?
Just because of all the preservatives and stuff that are packed into it. And so I would say grab your meal, a healthy meal to eat while you're on the plane. And you can also, like a lot of people don't realize that you can bring in like packaged snacks. So if you have some really healthy protein bars that you like to eat at home, throw a couple of those in your bag. Or if you have a protein powder that you enjoy, bring a shaker cup and your individual pack of protein powder, and then you can fill your shaker cup from your water bottle and shake up some of that protein powder. It's going to be better for you in the long run than getting all of those preservatives and all of that junk into your system from the airplane food. And so that's what I say, like bring your snacks, but the only thing you need to be aware of is anything fresh, so fruits and vegetables. You can't actually bring them into the new country, so you do have to finish that on the plane or discard them on the plane before you enter the new country, or else you'll be like my husband and those little sniffer dogs will come in and take your apples.
Oh, there she's talking from experience. A good lesson, eh? Betty does.
Oh, we were in I forget what airport we were in, but yeah, the dogs were walking along, and generally we don't have any concerns with that. And here they start sniffing at my husband and at our backpack. I'm like, what did you do?
Oh.
They put apples and bananas. He's like, this is your fault.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's such a
make
good
sure that
point.
you're sticking to that whole food throughout the whole trip. And it's on the airplane that a lot of us really start to miss that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. That's awesome.
All right. So that's number 3. I have a couple of more. If you want to bear with me here, I don't know how much time we have, but I do have a couple of more.
Yeah.
Um, so number 1,
Four.
2, 3, 4. We're on number 4. Awesome. I missed up my numbers when I like switched order. All
Yeah.
right. So number 4. Um, Okay, so stick with as much of your healthy routine as possible when you're away. And so I have a few things that I have in my healthy living routine that are basically non-negotiable, no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. Okay, and so water, obviously, sticking with whole foods for at least the first half to 3/4 of the day is something that I do as well. So making sure that I'm just getting in a lot of fruits and vegetables. A way that I do this is I have a smoothie in the morning instead of breakfast, so a fruit smoothie with good clean protein. Also taking my vitamins. So a lot of people almost like forget them at home, or they'll bring them but they forget to take them. But this is a very important part of a healthy lifestyle, is making sure that you're still getting in that nourishment no matter where you are. And so I would say for traveling, I take a whole food supplement, a fruit and vegetable supplement. So I always take that no matter what, no matter where I am. Vitamin C is great to have on hand. Vitamin D, sometimes you're getting that out in the sun anyway, so that's one that you don't necessarily have to bring along. And my omega. So my omega, that's your brain food. So
Mhm.
make sure that you're still incorporating these into your day, because what happens is maybe when you're on vacation, you are able to kind of power through without your supplements, but it's when you come back that your body really hits a wall, and that's where you get like that post vacation exhaustion, because you just haven't been looking after yourself or taking part in your healthy habits. So I would say stick to as many of your healthy habits as possible. when you're on vacation. And then of course, on the other side of it, make sure that you are getting in those treats. Okay. So make sure that you are taking advantage of some of the foods that maybe you don't get when you're at home, or taking advantage of some of the exciting possibilities or adventures. So I tell people, like, if you have a workout routine, stick with your workout routine as much as possible. Incorporate walking whenever you can. But if you have to decide between going to the gym that morning or going fishing, for example, take the opportunity to go fishing. All right. You can switch out the gym that day.
Absolutely.
Sound good?
Those are some good tips. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and now we'll get on to the last one. So the very last one I would say is do your research, okay? So most of the time, and this is when you're at home too, most of the time people tell me that the reason that they have to stop for fast food, or the reason that they got off of their nutrition plan, is because they were stuck somewhere and they didn't know what else to eat. They didn't know where to get food. They didn't have snacks planned in advance. And so they got stuck somewhere and they had to just grab something on the go, okay? So when you're unprepared, this is when, even if you were like totally on board to make the healthier choice, when you're unprepared, sometimes it's just unavailable. Okay. And this happens, of course, but I find it so much easier to eat healthy when I'm on vacation if I look into the area that I'm going ahead of time. And Google Maps is great for this. So you can actually log into your Google Maps and find the address that you're going to be at. And then just take a look around, because you can type in like restaurants near this location or cafes near this location, and just kind of get an idea for some of the cafes and some of the restaurants that are in the area. I always look for restaurants that prioritize local produce. I think that that's a really good one to take a look at, because if they're prioritizing local produce, then they care about the quality of the ingredients that they use in their foods. So I look for those. I also look for places that have kind of like a unique feature, or places that I would like to just sit and spend some time there, because then it's more likely that you're going to work them into your routine. And likewise, if you're going to a resort or something, take a look at the places that offer meals in the resort and what time of day that they're offered. Because a lot of times, like, I used to go to a resort and then find like the best restaurant at the resort, or the best cafe at the resort, like the last day of the trip. It's like, if only I'd known this was here, right? And so if you look into the resort a little bit more, and Joann with her services will most likely be able to help you out with this research bit, but look into where you're going so that you can be prepared, okay? Because a lot of resorts now, they have juice bars, they have smoothie bars, they have salad bars, they have all of these healthy options, but we kind of miss them because we just keep going back to the same buffet, or the main buffet, right? Where you can really find some really awesome like golden nuggets if you kind of get out of the mainstream. So yeah, just do your research and make sure you don't get caught in a place where you're unprepared, okay? And come right down to it. When you're on vacation, give yourself some grace. Just give yourself some grace. Enjoy the treats. Make sure you're going to enjoy your vacation, and some of it you're just going to have to worry about when you get back home.
That's great, Mandy. Good advice, because you know what? It's all about enjoying that trip, but still staying healthy, right? So, yeah, thank you so much for that. Was that 5?
That was 5. I haven't heard them.
Wow, I want more. Actually, Mandy does have more for you. She has got a free download for you with some more travel tips, eating healthy. Also, Mandy, can you share with our viewers how they can reach you or contact you if they want to learn more about what you do, and if you can help them?
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I do meal planning, and I also do cleanse plans as well. So if you are in that position where you've come back and now you got to deal with a bit of the mess, I do that for you as well. And so how you get a hold of me is I am online, so you can check out my website. It's puravitainspires.com. Okay, and you'll have access to I do seasonal plans. So on there you'll have access to how you get a hold of my seasonal plan, as well as all of my free gifts. So I have free recipe books on there. I have a PDF download that I call Simple Little Fixes. So this is where you can kind of start your healthy habit journey, and I give you ideas on how to do that. So my website is there, also by email. So Mandy Jeffley, and the last name is spelled Gefle at puravitainspires.com. So that's one of the other best ways to get a hold of me. And other than that, you can find me on Instagram. So Mandy Pura Vita on Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook. So Pura Vita Nutrition is on Facebook as well.
I thank you for sharing that, Mandy. And I really encourage anybody who's looking for a healthier way of eating and just a healthier lifestyle, that Mandy is really someone that I have connected with and have been able to have in my healthy eating. So thank you so much, Mandy. It's been a pleasure. And I just want to thank everyone that has been with us today. And of course, this is on my Facebook page, Joann McMillan, the travel agent next door, as well as my website. And we will see you in another 2 weeks. And if you have any questions or comments, please do that below. And we certainly will answer them if we can. I'm sure we will find an answer. So again, thank you, Mandy. And
Thank you so much, Joann, for having me. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed your company today. So thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye for now.
Bye.